bit ago, I went and watched a movie. I went and watched Chaos Walking. We were like there's like one other person there, but it was a good movie. Hey, what's up, everybody? Mohit, what's up? What's up? Luis, King Lugo, Oli, oh hi. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up on YouTube? No one's watching on YouTube. It's Friday. No one shows up on Friday except David. David Pipkins. He's faithful. What's up? What's up? Sorry, I got a call that said scam likely. Hey, what's up, Ruan? Feel free to ask me any questions. I want to talk about backend APIs today, backend servers. We're actually officially going to be launching a backend academy. I think that's our next academy that's coming out pretty soon. So we're going to talk about APIs today, backends. What should you learn? What are we going to teach? Actually, we're going to teach quite a bit. We're going to teach quite a bit. Am I a developer? Yeah, I'm a programmer. So backend development. There's different types of backend development. Some people build services that aren't like open APIs, like actual things that run on a server and are internal. Some people build microservices and basically microservices are modularized components, part of a larger application. Some of them are exposed to each other, and some of them are not exposed to the public. And then some people just build straight out RESTful APIs. An API is an application programming interface where you make systems or functionality available to clients or to other systems or services, more or less. It doesn't have to be a front-end client by any means, but every great website or product has a powerful back-end running it. Some companies use Ruby with the Rails framework, so Ruby on Rails. Some companies use Python and Django. Some companies use PHP and Laravel. Some companies use Node. Some companies use .NET. Some companies use Java, Spring, and Boot. And there's more. There's more. So in this particular backend program, this backend academy that we're going to be releasing soon, you're going to go in depth on a lot of things, actually. Let me see if I have it pulled up here somewhere. I do. So we're going to teach you from beginner to advanced levels, but we're also going to focus on multiple frameworks. Basically, if you're a freelancer, for instance, most jobs, you want to be able to tackle most jobs if you're a back-end developer, you'll notice that a lot of projects have multiple frameworks that are required, okay? So we're going to be teaching a lot of things. Specifically in this back-end program, this list isn't finalized, but this is probably what it's going to be. We're going to be teaching how to build web APIs and custom services with Node.js. Then we're also going to enhance that with Nest.js to make it better. We're probably going to be teaching Python and Flask to build APIs. Probably not Django. We're going to focus on Flask instead of Django. And databases with MongoDB and MySQL. We'll be teaching PHP and Laravel as well. We'll teach you how to deploy your web services onto Linux-based systems. We're also going to teach microservices and Docker and how to deploy microservices with Docker. And then we're going to help you even do some practical freelancing things with these skills. So how to do marketing with UTMs and tracking, how you can build services for marketers and get $10,000 projects, how you can integrate with Stripe on the back end. We're going to teach you how to build a web scraper. We'll teach you how to work with APIs for email and marketing services like ActiveCampaign or ConvertKit. There's a lot of jobs for this stuff. We'll teach you how to build your own Zaps with Zapier. Not the part where the user goes in and makes the Zaps, but the actual API integration, exposing those endpoints so you can make your own Zap or Zap for a company. and we'll teach you how to build a Google Chrome extension as well too, which would be really, really useful. So basically, when you're done with the Backend Academy, you'll be able to cover basically 80% of all the projects that are out there on the internet. So is Node.js taking the lead in the API market? No, nothing's really taking the lead. Everybody uses different things for different reasons, and you'll actually find that Node will be used in conjunction with other services, from .NET stacks to Python and Django and things like that. So is it possible to use WordPress on the back end and Angular on the front? No, WordPress is a content management system, and you don't want to be doing stuff like that. You don't want to be hacking it around. You want a dedicated API. Hey, what's up, everyone who's joining? PHP, which language do you use to make an API? Yeah, I just went over a bunch of them, but none of them are necessarily better. It just depends on what you want to do. Should I learn JavaScript or TypeScript? You've got to learn JavaScript first. You can't know TypeScript without knowing JavaScript. You have to know JavaScript first, so learn JavaScript first. Someone may say that's not true, but it is true if you want to be able to have master command of the language and actually know what's going on. Should I learn JS or TS? Answer, please. Didn't you already ask that? Talk about impatient. Holy smokes. With that kind of patience, you're never going to make it as a programmer. You need to calm down, be patient. Hey, what's up, everybody? Is Node.js taking lead? Can you use Swift in relation to blockchain development in any way? You could. I mean, the existing blockchains aren't really built in Swift, but you could actually build your own blockchain with Swift as one of the layers. You know, there's blockchains that have a Go interface on top of the layer, and some of them use the Java stack as well too. You can do whatever you want with a programming language. You'd have to create it from scratch. Look at you guys repeating yourselves. Which language is better for making API? I already answered. Were you not listening? Because I already answered. I said it doesn't matter. I said it just depends on the language and the tool. So if you're not going to listen, stop asking questions more than once. How about that? No, but for real, like I already answered that question. Love all the tips and motivation from your IG. I was wondering, should I feel bad when I need to Google? No, everyone Googles. You're fine. It's part of the process. But do get better at building things yourself. Like, make it a personal mission to get better, to not have to Google everything. But don't feel bad about it. Do what you need to do. Hey, what's up? Mac Sean, what's up? For junior front-end dev, do I need to learn deep React and Angular? I would say one or the other, but get really good with it. Get really good with it, and then go apply for jobs in that arena. Hey, I want to ask, how can I integrate API in WordPress? Literally, somebody just asked me that on YouTube too. Don't. Why? Don't do that. Don't. WordPress is not built for that. Don't hack stuff together. Build your own API. If you want a content management system, go headless CMS like Contentful, and then you can build APIs that communicate with that. Don't hack WordPress. Don't try to expose all the WordPress content. It's a hassle. It's a hack. It's not what WordPress is built for. WordPress is built to be this conglomerate of stuff mashed together. Blah. It won't be easy if you try. It won't be easy if you try. What do you think about Nest.js? I've played with it a little bit. I like it. I'm going to be teaching that in the backend course. After you learn the basics first. I don't like teaching frameworks until you understand the core functionality. Mern Developer, Mongo, Express, React, Node. What's up, everybody who's coming in here? Yep. Should I dabble in different subjects or stay with one subject until I really master it? The latter. You should never dabble if you have a goal in mind. A lot of people disagree with me on this. They're like, you should just learn whatever you want. If you'd like to get a job fast, if you'd like to get paid and enhance your future, and then you can learn whatever you want afterwards, you need to focus. You need to focus on one thing for like at least 8 months and get really good with it. I promise you it's the fastest way to a job. Don't dabble. Pick something and stick with it for 8 months. Okay? Hey, what's up, Otter Salon? Haven't seen you in a while. I want to build a chat app. I am currently learning JavaScript and Flutter. What should I need again? Well, JavaScript. JavaScript would be great for the backend. Node is an amazing tool for chat apps. You can open up sockets and get instantaneous chat responses. So I would use Node for the backend, and Flutter is great for the chat app on the client side. That's great. I mean, API for mobile recharge, DTH. So is it possible to integrate with WordPress user interface? Recharge DT. I don't know what that is. API for mobile recharge DTH. I literally don't know what that means. But what I'm saying is, you know how WordPress has all this content? A lot of people, they're like, well, I want to get this content on my iPhone app or my Android app. But like I said, WordPress isn't really built for that. It's not a headless CMS. It's all merged together. I'm sure there's ways to do it, but it's not built for that. I'm a full-time truck driver. How many hours a day should I have to spend in your academy to learn something? So here's the thing, OPEC 1309. By the way, we have truck drivers in our program. Here's the thing. It's about consistency. So even if you did 1 hour a day, it might take you a little longer, but that's okay. It's the consistency that counts. The problem is people will go 3 days without coding, or 4 days, or 2 weeks. And if you can't do it every day, it's not going to work out. So at least an hour a day. I tell everybody in the academy 2 to 3 hours a day, because if you do that for 6 months, you could change careers, you could do anything. A lot of people can't do that, but if you can do that, you can move really fast. So hold on. Turn off low power mode. Okay. How long do I need to focus on React? I already worked with React before on a high level basis, not in depth. I'm confused if I need to see JS again with React all over again. I feel repetitive. Farhanerd. It sounds like it's like some what do you call it? Like Denmark, like from Vikings, you know. Farhanerd, don't forget your battle axe. Oh, sorry, Musha. I've got it right here. Hey, what's up, Andre? Privyet. How long do you focus on your job? I can't really answer that question for you. Like, are you working? Are you paid? Are you doing freelance projects? Take on projects. Like, projects drive you. Like, projects and jobs drive your learning. Like, learning to learn is hard. Like, focus on projects. Get a paid project and you'll learn real fast. I'm a CDL Class A. That's cool. Man, lots of truck drivers in the house today. What is the best backend for Flutter? It doesn't matter. Flutter is a client app. You can use whatever you want. You could use Python and Django, or Python and Flask, or you could use Node, or you could use PHP with Laravel, or you could use .NET Core, or you could use Java, Spring, and Boot, although I wouldn't recommend that. You can do anything. You can do anything. Yeah. Okay. Man of Code. Moonin, what's up? 9908. What's up, everybody? We've been talking about backend APIs. You could use C++. It's true. I'm not a big advocate of reinventing the wheel, right? C++, why would you ever need an API, like a REST API on C++? Like, the speed performance is a little overkill and the work's a little overkill, you know. Hi from Barcelona, Spain. Bienvenidos, Jorge. Do you teach a class about creating APIs? So McShawn, I do have a full stack class. It's a self-paced class. It's not our academy where we go over into Node, but we're actually going to be creating a backend academy that's opening up soon here, where I'll be teaching not only APIs in depth, but backend development in depth across multiple frameworks and languages. That's coming out real soon. So can I integrate API with Scratch? Scratch? What are you trying to do? Are you just asking me random questions? What are you actually trying to do specifically? And I can probably give you a better answer. Where would a newcomer in coding find a mentor? Or do you have a program for that? Noke Riani, I did. That's what we do at Devsups. We used to teach a lot of online courses, and now all we do is coach. Devsups Academy is a coaching program. Myself and my team will work with you one-on-one until you get paid projects or a job, guaranteed success. Guaranteed success. It's a 16-week program that you get lifetime access. It's project focused and coaching based. So if you want to learn more about it, just schedule a call. We can chat on the phone, devslopes.com/apply, and we could literally help guarantee your success as a developer. Finding a mentor on your own is very difficult. If you're going to do it on your own, find a group, chat with people, but they'll probably only look at your code once or twice. Like, we'll look at your code every single week, no matter what. What do you think about programming robots? That's cool stuff. Do you guys accept everyone who applies to your program? We accept everybody who's qualified, and qualified means, so we have everyone pass a skills test. And in fact, I can put it in here real quick. I think I got it, devslopes.com/skills test. Okay, yeah. So we have a skills test. If you pass the skills test, https devslopes.com. Sorry, I can barely type in here. devslopes.com/skills dash test. Okay. We have a simple skills test. What it really does is make sure you're serious and like can figure out how to do things more than anything. But we take people at absolute zero level. So please do apply. devslopes.com/apply. We can get on the phone. We can chat all about it, and I will coach you to success guaranteed, myself and my team. Starting with REST API using PHP is a great start. Kudzanai, yeah, that's a great start. There's lots of different places to start with APIs. I personally don't choose PHP as my first choice because the language is kind of lame. The programming language, it's a scripting language, and you can't do as many great things as other languages, and it's not a pretty language. So I personally don't recommend that as the first thing, but I do recognize that it's used widely, and there's good money and opportunities in it. So APIs can be sent any different format or JSON only. I mean, technically you could send anything, but the most two common formats are XML or JSON. XML or JSON. Node.js is best. Node's great too. Let's not say best, guys and gals. Let's not say best about any of this stuff. Use AWS Amplify App Async to generate a GraphQL API. Joseph, that's complex, man. I've done that. It's complex. You can get an API running up a lot quicker just with Node. I mean, AWS is great, but their documentation is weak, and it's not easy. They've never been easy. I'm wondering, enrolled in Code Academy, would love a personal answer which would be beneficial. Learning is great on the site, but I think I need a coach. Yeah, we'll keep you in check. Every single week you fill out a weekly report. We work with you one-on-one. As you have questions, you can actually answer, like just post them, and we'll respond with a video. We grade your projects, real professional developers looking at your code, saying what you need to fix, what you need to improve on. We give you all the things you need to learn, and then we help coach you on freelancing, building your resume, applying for jobs. We give you coding challenges and weekly quizzes as well too. We basically put you on the fast track to success. Can you get an entry-level job as a Python developer in UK? You can get entry-level jobs anywhere, really, but you should have. But Python is not a job; it's a programming language, right? You typically have to know a lot of things like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python. Python's just one piece of the puzzle. It's not very common to find. We only need you to code in Python. That's not common anywhere. What's up, Blankenstein? Can I get you as a personal coach? Yeah, I coach everybody. I send personal videos to everybody. I have teachers who actually grade the code. I don't look at the code anymore. You don't want me to because I'm not in those languages every day. But I coach on the freelancing. I coach on design patterns. I coach on a whole bunch of other things, getting a job. And then we have the programming coaches actually give you the code reviews and tell you what to improve and fix. So that's how it works. I coach everybody though in our academies on things related to career, resumes, all that stuff. The Android guy, what's up? Is that Naruto? Yep. I'm editing our band concert videos. Nice. Coding on the side. Oh, sorry, coronavirus. No, just kidding. whenever my kids whenever my kids sneeze in public, I yell coronavirus really loud and they get all embarrassed. I'm probably scaring people. Um, let's see. French French Junior front end is around 2,400 euros. Are you sponsored by Upwork? Oh my gosh, I'm not, but that's a great idea. I should I should go get a guys sponsor me. I talk about you all the time. I'll have to see what I'll see. I have to see if they have like referral programs. And us, Benzino, what's up? What's up, everybody? We've been talking about APIs today. What did you used to do before coding? Nothing. I've been coding for too long. So I started when I turned 18 or so, or 19. I went on a 2-year mission for my church. When I got back, it was 2007. I was 21, and I've been coding ever since I've been 21. So I didn't do anything before coding. I know this is not part of the talk, but would like to talk about data structures and algorithms in another talk. That's a good idea. We'll talk about that. We'll definitely talk about that. Hey, what's up? Osmalafe 55. Difference between your full stack course on Udemy versus Devsups Academy full stack. Arsalan, so I have a full stack course on Udemy. We've got that same or similar course on our website at Devsups with more content, but that's not the Devsups Academy. That's a self-paced program. Our Devsups Web Academy is front end only, and we focus on JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, but to advanced levels. Like the whole goal is to get you your very first job as a front end developer because we make you really, really good. Like you're gonna learn it to advanced levels. So that's what you get. You get a front end developer job. And then after you do the academy, you can go learn some more full stack stuff. But we focus on getting you expert at the front end so you can get a job. What's the language I should learn to program robots? C++ is popular with machine learning. So is Python. That's good too. Were you self-taught or did you enroll a course? I'm all self-taught. My very first programming language, the first programming language I fiddled with was C++. The very first programming language I used professionally was called VBA, Visual Basic for Applications. And the very first language that I really got good with and made my whole career out of was Objective-C. Yeah. What degree do you have? Wow, I'm like getting the same questions on both channels. So strange. What's better for best performance making API e-commerce? Golang better than Node? Jorge, it just depends what you're doing. E-commerce, Node is fine. You don't have to worry about performance with Node for e-commerce stuff. E-commerce is simple. If we're talking about heavy, complex mathematical operations, that's different. But there's, just because Go is a faster language than JavaScript doesn't necessarily mean that it's what you need for your job. It'd be a little bit overkill in a lot of cases for APIs. It just depends what you're trying to accomplish. But Node is very fast. What's up, everybody who's coming in? Official Wally, Victor Le Nerd. Victor Le Nerd. Yep. I'm all self-taught here. I just the code in the JavaScript and all the other stuff too. Mobile apps, desktop apps, web apps, shrimp soup, shrimp sandwiches. No, you guys are probably all too young at this point to understand that reference. So you just said you have a Udemy course. What's the difference between Devsups site versus Udemy? I have old courses on Udemy. We used to teach courses on Udemy and other places. They're cheap, whatever, $10, $15 courses. You take them at your own pace. No projects, no help, no exercises. You just watch a bunch of videos. It is not ideal for learning, but you can get it on a budget. Devsups Academy is coaching. We give you success. You will have me looking at your code, ripping it to pieces. You will have me giving you feedback. When you come crying to me about how programming is hard and you just can't figure it out, I will set you straight, okay? You've got coaches and mentors. You're submitting projects. The best thing you could ever do is build projects and have it built at a professional level when you get it on GitHub. So, guys, let's think of it this way. When was the last time somebody looked at your code, a professional developer looked at your code? I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay, everyone in the room, raise your hand if you get weekly code reviews from, you're not on the job, just for learning. In your learning projects, who's giving you weekly code reviews? Raise your hand. Anybody? Oh, did all of you put your hand down? Right. Okay, when you're discouraged, who's giving you code advice and telling you how to overcome discouragement? Did anybody do that for you this week? Probably not. We do that at Devsups Academy. Are you building new projects every week? Big projects where you have to figure it out and have to turn it in? Anybody? Maybe not. So you do at Devsups Academy. Does Udemy give you any of that stuff? You're going to apply for your very first job. Who's there to give you advice? Who's there to tell you which ones to apply for, which ones not to apply for? Who's there? Who here had someone look at their resume this week? Anybody? Anybody? No? Did they do that on Udemy for you? No, they didn't. But that's what we do. So that's what you want. That's what we have. Just starting. Awesome, Bar. Awesome, Sam. Awesome. Which programming languages do you know by heart? JavaScript, Swift, Objective-C, C#. You are either really genuine or a good salesman. I'm completely real. I don't sell anybody. I just speak the truth. Like check this out. Jason, I think you should cut your hair because the long, greasy look is not your best look.
Okay.
See, I just tell the truth. I've seen pictures of him, or in real life when he had shorter hair. It looked way cooler. He looked super fly, but it's okay. So I just tell the truth. So I'm not a good salesman. I just tell the truth. Oh, he's probably going to go home and resent me tonight. My dog checks my code. Exactly. I love your teaching style. Hey, thanks. Should I leave the job if I'm not learning anything? I can't tell you that, but you should definitely always keep your sights set on the stars. Move forward, make progression. You can always learn on your own. Nokia Rodney, here's a perfect example. One of my students, hope he's not listening, so it doesn't matter. But he's kind of feeling discouraged, or thinking that maybe we missed something in our curriculum because it was really hard. But in reality, I just telling him it's not that. It's just learning to code is hard, and you're always going to run into something, and you're not going to have all the steps in front of you. It is impossible with learning to code to have every little thing detailed for you, and then when you get to the project, it all just makes sense. It's not like that at all. I had to have this discussion with him. I sent him a video about this. Getting your head straight is one of the biggest hurdles with programming. Getting your head to understand how it all works. Because most people, when they're learning, they think it's like IKEA. Like you get a set of instructions from IKEA and you just follow step by step by step, even though sometimes the screws are missing. But that's what a lot of people think learning is like. They've come from different backgrounds. Like truck driving, for instance. You go to class for truck driving and there's a lot of please forgive me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of obstacles, but there's also a series of things. You just know what to do, handle all the situations. That's it. With programming, it's not like that. There's always a new problem, always something going on. It is incredibly hard, and you will not figure it out in week 1 or week 2 or week 3 or week 16 or even in your first year. You will not have it figured out. You will not. So understanding how to be a programmer is also a huge mental thing. Huge mental thing. Sorry, did you answer the questions about language APIs? Yeah, I'll talk about that. Someone said, please answer my question. Hey, what's up? Shoot your shot. I'm currently in the 3rd month of boot camp, which is still going to 6 months. I enrolled for backend web development. Do you have any advice for me on my journey? Yeah, Wally, build projects. Don't just do code alongs. Go build a major project, build a major backend project, build something. If you don't build projects, it's not going to stick. Go build a major project while you're learning to code, while you're learning this stuff. Okay, so backend API. So I was talking about how we're going to be launching a backend academy pretty soon, but you have a lot of choices. So you've got Python and Django or Python and Flask. You've got Node with Express. You've got PHP and Laravel. I'm personally against templating languages. I talk about this a lot. I don't like Django when it's used to inject stuff into HTML, CSS, and I don't like PHP when it's mixed in. So like how PHP is used in WordPress and Shopify, I hate that junk. It's a mess. It's a nightmare. I believe everything should be separated and separation of concerns and modularized. And so I would choose Python and Flask over I chose Python and Django. And I believe in front-end frameworks. So, like React or Angular, things. I like it when something does one job very well. I like that a lot better. And it also makes it so in case you want to rip something out, the front end or the API, you can do that. If you just put everything in PHP and HTML, CSS and merge it together, you can't rip it out. You're stuck with that forever. You're stuck with the back end and the front end mixed together. So I don't recommend using those type of tools. You could also do .NET Core, or you could go Java, Spring, and Boot. I don't recommend the Java stack for beginners, and I don't recommend it for really anything except for APIs, or sorry, for enterprise. I think people are best off to start with Python and Flask, PHP and Laravel, not PHP mixed with the HTML, CSS. And then Ruby on Rails is also great, but Ruby is a little bit strange of a language compared to other languages. So, is the coaching more of a fast-paced boot camp? What's the pace you guys put your students through? So it's a 16-week program. If you put 2 to 3 hours in per day, but you take it at your own time. There's no live classes, so you do the instruction, and then you submit stuff, and we review it and get back to you. When you run into problems, you just post it, and we immediately respond. So it's all asynchronous, so we work on your time schedule. And then we have weekly live meetups every single week where you can actually get on a Zoom call if you want and chat real time. Can you give an explanation of object-oriented design patterns? I'm not going to do that today. It's way out of the scope of this conversation. Is it worth to learn Objective-C nowadays? Not at all. Not at all. I'm so excited to code this weekend. Well, good. I'm excited for you. Flask is beginner-friendly and super easy to learn. Yeah, so Flask, if you learn Python and Flask, you will be building APIs super fast. We'll be teaching that in our backend program for sure. When you get good with Flask, start learning Django. Yeah, Django is a more full suite of tools. It's got a lot going on. Is Nest.js good for large projects? I've never used Nest. I've never used Nest on a project. I've just been playing with it, but it's looking pretty cool. Keep in mind, Nest is just a framework that's living on top of Node, so it's just a framework. That's all it is. I hope you would mention PHP, please. Oh, Java, it should be so much smarter language backend. So here's the thing about PHP. I don't like the language. However, it is used on millions of websites. Not only that, there are tons and tons of projects for it out there. You could get a PHP project today on Upwork easily if you know PHP. So what's most important, so in our backend program, for instance, Backend Academy, what's most important is we're going to teach you the principles of REST, of microservices, deployment, and then you can choose which stack you want to use. Imagine if you learned Python and PHP and Node. You'd be unstoppable. You could build any backend, you could take on any project. You would have a huge advantage. You could build your own backends for your iPhone app, your backends for your Android app, for your web apps. You are completely unstoppable. Yep. I've heard about Kotlin for backend. I don't know anything about that. You can also use Swift for the backend. I've done that before. It's really awesome to write APIs in Swift. I wish it was more popular. Otherwise, I'd probably teach it more. But it's really cool if you know Swift. Isn't the web dev freelancing market saturated? Why does everybody tell me this every single day? Every single day, someone comes in here and says something's saturated. Nothing is saturated. Gwini Hamid, you know what's saturated? Is the amount of crappy developers who are doing this. And I'm sorry if this sounds rude, but this is the reality, and this is what I always have this discussion. This is what we're saturated with. A developer on Upwork who says, "Dear please kind sir, consider me for your project. I know PHP, Python, blah, 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 blah." And then they send it out to 100 people. If that's you, yes, we are sick and tired and saturated of you, whoever you are. If you want to know how to not be that person and actually get jobs, $5,000 jobs, $10,000 jobs, listen to the Devsups podcast. I talk about this. I tell you how you can get good jobs. And it's not by doing that. So the only thing that we're saturated with is bad developers. And so everyone thinks that everything's saturated because we've got all these bad developers. Don't be that person. Be an amazing developer. If you want to know how to change that, become amazing, listen to the Devsups podcast. Yeah. Pipkin David says 500,000 jobs, only 89,000 people. I don't know where you got that number from, but it is like that. There's always more jobs than there are people, always. And there's always going to be more because tech is booming. Tech is always booming. Do web developers need to know about CCNA? I don't even know what CCNA is. Yeah. He's laughing. Landho's laughing, dear kind sir, but that is what they do. I get those on Upwork. Whenever I post a job on Upwork, I will have 50 applications that start off, dear kind sir, please consider me for your project. I know PHP, Python, MySQL, blah, 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 and list 20 languages. Thank you. And sometimes they get a little more personal and they say, I understand that you need API for your website that does this and this. They literally just repeat the title of my job, thinking that it's more personalized. Like, come on. That's why you're not getting hired, is because you're sending posts like that. It has nothing to do with language, has nothing to do with ethnicity or country. You're just doing it wrong. I mean, people in America do it wrong too. Like the new people, they're like, I can build you an app with with Swift Objective-C. I could really help you out. And maybe they say it like that. It's all the same. It's junk. If you're sending out job posts like that, it's junk and no one's going to hire you. If you want to know how to actually get a job, listen to the Devsups podcast about freelance. I have an episode on freelancing. As a Flutter developer, can you suggest to me the best backend? Someone literally just asked me that question. It doesn't matter. Flutter is a front-end framework. You can build any backend with an API. PHP and Laravel, Python and Django, or Python and Flask, or Node and Express, or .NET Core. You can build any of those. Ruby on Rails. Doesn't matter. As far as you're concerned, they'll all work the same. The APIs will have the same interface on the front end, on the client. The exact same. MDS 904 says, Hi from Somaliland. Hey, what's up? Yeah. I have to wrap it up here pretty soon. Y'all should apply for Devsups Academy. If you want me to yell at you just like I'm yelling at you right now, but personally, instead of broadly, collectively as a group, if you want to get yelled at personally by me, you should join the Devsups Academy. I will coach you to success as a freelancer or as a full-time job, getting a full-time job. That's devsups.com/apply. And here's a secret. If you apply right now, you can apply for a CEO discount. You have to mention it in your application, CEO discount, devsups.com/apply. If you don't mention it, it doesn't count, and you got to do it right now. But we talked about APIs today, backend APIs. You said it's a good idea to start as a front-end developer, junior, and at that point and grow your skills at backend. Yes, I do say that. Most jobs don't hire junior backend developers. You're working with people's data. The fastest way to a job, the fastest, I didn't say the best or this or that, I said the fastest. The fastest way to a front or a web job is front-end web development. Then learn the back end and you'll make more money and you have more opportunities. Learn front end first. Don't learn it all first. Get a front end job first. I promise you it is the way to go. Apply for Devsups Academy today, devsups.com/apply. And I'll see everybody here on Monday. Also we're going to start doing some weekly streams on YouTube as well too, coding streams. So look out for that too. Jason doesn't know about it yet, but he's real excited. All right, everybody.